Hello guys, welcome to another tutorial. In this tutorial I will show you how I made this beaded Bubu top for this two-piece outfit. It's very simple and easy, so stay tuned and enjoy watching. Kindly like, subscribe and also share with your friends that love to sew. So guys, welcome to the cutting table. Here I'm folding my fabric into 4, and that's what you're seeing me do, folding into 4. Then I'll take my neck width, which is 3 inches for the back and the front. Then the front depth is 3 inches deep, so that's what you're seeing me do. I'm just marking 3 inches around that. So the back, I'm using 1.5 inches as the depth, so I want you guys to see it very well. That's how I'm like positioning very well. So I'm going to like make a curve so we can cut our neckline. That is the back neckline, and this is the front neckline. The front is 3 by 3 inches and the back is 3 by 1.5 inches. So now I'm going to be taking my armhole line, or my armhole depth or something. I is supposed to be deep, so I'm going to take that at 12 inches. You can make yours wider if you want to. This is a Bubu top, so there's no joining between sleeve and the main bodies, so that's what I'm doing. So now I took my shoulder slant and at 1 inch, and I'll just roll that down. As you can see me do, I'm rolling that. And also I'll make sure that everything is looking well aligned. So I'm going to take my top length, I'll make sure it is correct. So my top length I'm working with is 26 inches. When I fold it in, it's going to be 25, so I'm just going to trim that up. For the width of the top, what I did was I divided my bust measurement by 4, then I added 5 inches. So now my bust measurement is 32, so 32 divided by 4, that gave me 8 inches. So 8 inches plus 5, that gave me 13. So I'm working with 13 as the width of the blouse. So I'm just going to connect that and make a curve there. So that is going to serve as our body stroke, arm plus everything. So I'm just going to roll and cut. So when I cut, this is what it looks like. So I'm gonna have to trim out the back neck depth. So, and I took in my seam allowance of 0.5 inches. So what I'll be doing now is to remove one part of the top because this sew together. So I just removing one part from the inside. So that's what you see me do. I just take out one part. That part is going to serve as the back of the top. So let me remove it. So when I remove it, I'm going to arrange this one very well so we can cut out the front neckline and there won't be a problem. So that's what you're seeing me do, arranging it really well. So I'm going to trim off the front neck with the top line. I'm going to go with the front neck line now. I'm going to cut it to that. That's what I'm doing. So for the bead cut out that we are working with, the main icing on the cake, so it's 1 inches wide and the depth is 6 inches. 6 inches deep. So I just made it 7 inches because I just wanted it to like really kosher. So I'm just going to rule a line to connect that, and I'll trim. That is going to serve as our bead. That part is going to be beaded. So when I open, it's going to be around 2 inches instead of 1 because I cut it on 1 inch. So when I open, it's going to be 2 inches. So when I opened it, I didn't like how wide it was, so I'm going to go back to like trim more from it. So that's what you see me do now. I'm just going to trim this off, and I think I like it. Not that I think I like it. So yeah, I'm trimming. So make sure at this point you can do anything you want. You can make it wider. It's your choice. It's fashion. There's no rule. So the next thing I'll be doing now. So what I'll be doing now is to cut out the opening at the back. I went in by 0.5 inch and I went down by 2 inches, and I'll just trim that off as you can see me do. So now we'll be making our facing. The back facing first. I just fold the fabric into 2, then just place the back on the fabric and trace out the neckline, including the cutouts for the button we made. I just trace everything using my scissors just to trim. So I'm trimming it. That is going to serve as our facing. We're only facing on it. So I just made the shape that I like, and that's what you're seeing it. I just made it into the shape that I want, and that is all. We're doing the same thing to the front also. You'd see that now. So I just placed the front on another fabric and I just trimmed everything, the neckline, the bead opening. We're going to use this thing to turn in the neckline of the back and the front. So make sure you iron your interfacing on them. and make sure that the back and the front shoulders line, they are aligned. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm going to trim the excess from the front and give it the shape that I want. So I'm just going to trim, make it rounded under, and that is all for the facing. I'll go to my iron table and iron my facing on it, and I'll show you what it looks like. This is what it looks like after trimming. Neat and fine. I'll place on it, they are well aligned. So now for the pocket, the length of the fabric I'm working with is 10 inches and the width is around 7 inches, but the opening for the pocket is 6 inches. So I'm just going to make a curve. I'm just going to make a curve. This is a freehand pattern and it's a very fast tutorial, so please just freestyle, make it the way you want it to look. This is me just doing me and making it how I want it to look like. I'm trying to be really fast because tomorrow is Sunday and I want to wear it to church. So it is 4 pieces of fabric together, using as our pocket bag. So watch, like enjoy watching. I'm just going to trim, and that is all for the pocket. So guys, I've gone ahead to iron the interfacing on the front and the back facing. So I'm going to, I added a loop to for the button. So this is the loop. I added this, I'll be sewing button on the other side. So I'm going to pin this down the way I want it to be and the way I will be sewing. I'm going to go ahead to pin to secure it. The facing right side facing right side, right side facing the right side of the back. So I'll do the same thing for the front also. I'm going to pin and take that to my sewing machine to join. And I'm going to sew on this my seam allowance of 0.5 inch. So I've trimmed some part of the seam allowance and I'm going to make notches around the neckline so we can easily fold, and so we won't be having the interfacing coming out. So at that point, that place where you make it, there's a sharp point, make sure you just make a very good notch there, but make sure you don't cut more than the seam. Don't cut behind the seam, cut before the seam, so you're not going to have to like sew again. So that's what I did there. I'm just going to make notches around, and when I'm satisfied with the notches, I'll go ahead to my ironing table and iron. So yeah, I already ironed. So this is the loop that I made for the bottom, and that is all. I did the same thing to the front, ironed. And so what I'll be doing now is to join our shoulder together. So I'm going to join interfacing to interfacing, as you can see me do. I'll pin that down. So I joined my interfacing, right side facing right side. I'm going to pin. So I'm going to now pin along the shoulder now of the main fabric. So right side facing right side. So you'll be sewing on a seam allowance of 0.5 inch. I'll do the same thing to the other side to pin. Do the same thing on the other side. Okay, I'm just pinning. So I'm going to pick up my interfacing first. Make sure it is the interfacing you're joining together to give it a very neat finish. So I'll join that down and I'm going to pin. And just pin to secure it, so it's not going to move on my sewing machine, so I can show you the way I'll be sewing it. So just pin, guys. It's the video. I think the video is self-explanatory, but I'll do my best to explain further. So I'm just going to sew. I'm going to sew on this part, and this is it. I wanted to like sew the sides of the clothes, but I realized that I had not had my pocket. So what I'll be doing now is to just pick the seam, which I actually picked some out, but I'll go off camera to pick more using my seam ripper. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm just going to use my seam ripper to pick them. So now I'm going to measure where I want my pocket to be. My pocket is going to start from my waist, which is 16 inches long. So that is it, and my pocket width is 6 inches. So I just marked 16 inches, then I marked from that 16 inches, I marked 6 inches down. So I noticed that there's still like seam there, so I'm going to like pick again. So I'll make a notch at that point. Just make a notch where the pocket should be. I'll make a notch on each side of the clothes, so they can be well aligned. The pocket can be well aligned when I sew it. So this is me. I just made a notch, and I'll open that up. So I still need to pick, so I'm going to use my seam ripper to pick. So I've gone ahead to like pick the seam. So this is what we have. I'm going to put the pocket. This is the first pocket back I'm working with. I'm going to sew. I'm joining right side to right side first. I'm putting the pocket on the right side of the fabric, the right side of the pocket on the right side of the fabric. So I'm going to pin. So I'm going to pin now, and I'll sew on a 0.5 inch seam allowance, just like the regular seam allowance we added to the cloth itself. So I'm just going to pin, then I'll sew. Then after sewing, I'm going to make a top stitch. I'm going to make a top stitch on the pocket bag. So that's what you've seen. So I've done that. So now it's time to bead. I've done that. I've joined it. I've closed it, but I've not aimed though. So I'll be beading now. So this is the pin, the needle I'm using. It's the smallest needle, and the bead I'm working with is called crystal beads. This is it. It is the smallest size of the crystal bead, and it is in color black. So I don't know if you can see it, but it has like some kind of glitters and it shines. So, and I'm using a regular cotton thread. So I've gone ahead to like put my thread into my needle. It wasn't easy, so take your time. The eye of the needle is very tiny. So I went ahead to make my first knot. Like I passed the thread through the interfacing of the cloth. Then I'm going to fill it up with beads. I started with 3 beads. Then I worked my way to I think it was the last bead was around 17 or 18 sha. So yeah, I'm just making sure that it is well put together. So that's what I'm doing. So just watch this part. I'm going to stop talking, and this part is actually self-explanatory. And make sure you like, you subscribe if you've watched to this point. I'd appreciate your subscription, your like, your comments, your feedback. It will really be appreciated. And also share with your friends that love to sew. So enjoy watching the video while I stop talking. So this is the last strand that I'll be fixing. It took me 35 minutes to bead, roughly 40 minutes sha. So I'm just making a knot behind the facing, so we won't be seeing any loose thread. If you've watched to this point, that means you've enjoyed the video and you've gotten value. Kindly like, subscribe, and also share with your friends that love to sew. You can also turn on post notifications to get notified whenever I post or upload another sewing video and any other videos. Please do that for me, guys. Thank you. It is free. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. So yeah, I am done. I am just making everything pop, trying to just make it look nice sha. Guys, I hemmed the sleeve and also the length of the top using hemming glue, and I also made a belt. The belt is 1 inch wide and I just made it with the fabric I had, so around 40 inches long. So this is the complete outfit.